In the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can move to Spain and work remotely with their digital nomad visa. Hi, I'm Brittany from Nomad's Embassy, the world's first embassy for digital nomads, where we simplify the digital nomad lifestyle and bureaucracy one digital nomad visa at a time. Officially known as the International Teleworking Visa, Spain invites remote workers to come and live in the country for up to 5 years, which they can then apply for permanent residency. This is an incredible opportunity for non-EU nationals who are freelancers, employees, or business owners and would like to create a life in Europe, specifically Spain. The initial visa allows remote workers to live in Spain for 12 months, but during this time, you can apply for a 3-year residence permit. This residence permit is renewable up to 5 years, which then, as I mentioned before, you can apply for permanent residency. In this video, I'm going to review the visa eligibility requirements, step-by-step application process, and share an insightful tip to make the process so much easier at the end of the video. So make sure to watch till the end. So, who is eligible for Spain's digital nomad visa? First, we have to preference this that Spain has one of the most difficult digital nomad visas in Europe with strict remote work requirements. So, what is the eligibility criteria? First, you'll need a passport, and it must be valid for at least 12 months at the time that you submit your digital nomad visa application. You will also have to prove that you work remotely, either as an employee, a freelancer, or that you can run your own business remotely, and that you have held this position for at least 1 year before submitting your application. There is a minimum income requirement, and now this minimum income requirement is tied to Spain's national minimum wage. So each year, it's likely to increase. As of 2024, the minimum income required for the visa is €2,646 per month. However, this is only for individual applicants. This income requirement increases for couples to €4,630 per month. You may also bring dependent children, and again, the income increases by €661 per month. Now let's get into the remote work requirements for the visa. Firstly, you either have to have a degree or at least 3 years of experience in your current industry. The company that you work for or the business that you own must be in operation for at least 1 year before applying, and you have to prove that you have at least 3 months of remote work experience. And the last requirement is that you cannot have lived in Spain for the last 5 years to apply. The one unique thing about Spain's digital nomad visa is that there are 2 methods in which you can apply. If you are allowed to enter the Schengen area without a visa, such as citizens from the UK, the US, Canada, Australia, etc., you can apply for this residence permit directly in Spain. So you can enter as a tourist and stay for the next 3 years, but only if you are eligible for the digital nomad visa. This second option is the more traditional option, in which you will apply through a Spanish embassy or consulate in your country of residence. The first step, no matter if you're applying in Spain or at an embassy or consulate from abroad, you must gather the necessary documents. And so these documents include a copy of your passport, 2 passport photos, proof of remote work, proof that your business or the company that you work for has been established for at least 1 year, proof of income, which can include bank statements or pay slips from the last 3 to 6 months. You'll also have to submit your resume or a CV stating your industry experience, and this is very important if you do not have a degree. If you do have a degree, then you will also submit a copy of that. You will also need authorization from your employer allowing you to work remotely in Spain as well. So this has to be a written letter signed by your employer, and it helps if it's on company letterhead. You'll also need to obtain a criminal background check from your country of residence that covers the last 5 years. This will also need to have an apostille if the country that issues it is part of the Hague Convention. You'll also need an international health insurance policy that covers you for the duration of your stay in Spain. If you plan to bring a spouse or children with you, then you need to provide proof of relationship, such as a marriage certificate, birth certificate, or adoption certificates. It's important to note that some of these documents must be translated into Spanish by a judicial and certified translator. Every consulate is different, so it's important to check with them to see which documents require translation, if at all. Gathering documents can often be the longest part of applying for a digital nomad visa, so we encourage you to do this as soon as you decide to apply. Also, having all of the correct information and your case reviewed by an immigration lawyer can also be helpful in determining exactly which documents you need for your specific situation. If applying for Spain's digital nomad visa at a Spanish embassy or consulate, you must make a visa appointment. It can also take some time depending on the availability of visa appointments at your nearest consulate, so we do encourage you to make this appointment as soon as possible, even while you're gathering your documents still. Upon scheduling your appointment at the consulate or embassy, there will be an €80 visa fee that you must pay. And this is before you attend your appointment, so it's important to remember this and have it ready. Next, you will attend your visa appointment and you'll bring all of your documents and your completed digital nomad visa application. During this appointment, they may interview you, ask you where you're staying, and review your documents. After your appointment, it'll take between 15 and 45 days to process your application and notify you of whether your application was approved or not. Now, this last step is optional. If you only want to stay in Spain for 12 months, then you do not have to do anything else. You just get to enter and enjoy your next year in Spain. However, if you plan to extend your stay, during the first 12 months of your visa, you must apply for a residence permit. And as I said in the beginning, this permit is valid for 3 years and is renewable for up to 5 years. Now, I also mentioned that there are 2 methods of applying for Spain's digital nomad visa. We just went over the first, where you will apply for it from your country of residence. Now let's get into how you apply directly for the residence permit in Spain. If you're applying directly in Spain for the residence permit as a digital nomad, you're going to visit your local immigration office in Spain wherever you are staying or where you plan to live. You're going to bring all of the documents that I mentioned previously, and they will go through the process of getting you your residence permit. Now, I just gave you a lot of information, and as I mentioned before, Spain has one of the most difficult digital nomad visas in Europe to apply for. However, with Nomad's Embassy, we've made it so much easier. We went to Spain and scouted for the best English-speaking immigration lawyer to assist our members, readers, and subscribers. With our done-for-you digital nomad visa service, all you have to do is gather your documents, speak one-on-one with your personal immigration lawyer, while they do the rest for you. It's never been easier, honestly. And so if you are interested in getting personalized one-on-one assistance with your digital nomad visa application for Spain, I have linked our in-depth step-by-step application guide below this video. In this article, you'll find a contact form. Simply fill it out, answer our digital nomad visa eligibility questions, and then we will introduce you to our hand-selected local immigration lawyer. Happy nomading!